Hey, yo, what's going on? It's your man Louie T here with a brand new edition of the LTN Exclusives Kickback for week number 8 in the National Football League. My apologies for not getting one of these out last week. I tried feverishly to do so. Schedule just would not allow it. And I always tell you, if something has to go, this would be the first thing to go, right? Like if something has to be scrapped and pushed off to the following week, this is going to be the sacrificial lamb. So this happened to be it this time around. But I'm back like cook crack. And let's get straight to the proceedings this evening because we got 2 weeks worth of information to get to. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into the proceedings this evening. And before we get to the winner for last week's or this week's weekly pick 'em pool, I got to give a shout out and a reprimand to Malo. Malo won the week 7 weekly pick 'em pool. But as you can see, if you're looking at the screen right now, Malo did not participate in the week 8 weekly pick 'em pool. You know how we do here. So I have to officially put the LTN thinner curse on Malo. Your picks are getting thinner and thinner and thinner. Malo, you're cooked for the rest of the season, bro. Whether you come back or play in the weekly pick 'em pool is of no consequence. You ain't winning. And now your picks for the winners and losers will be shit the rest of the season. You broke the rule. Now you have to pay. But shout out to Malo for winning in week number 7. There's only one rule. If you win, you just got to give me a chance to win my money back. He broke the golden rule. Now he must pay. Let's move on to this week, however. And Ricky D. Hustle was the winner this past week in week number 8. And shout out to Ricky D, man. He is killing it this year. I got to say this. Ricky had 2 losses, and he's in the zone right now. Ricky D been with me for a minute, man. Ricky D. Hustle. Shout out to my guy, Ricky D. Hustle. He's been with me for a minute. This has to be like his 4th year, maybe 5th year doing this with me. He's one of the dudes that goes back a ways when we talk about playing in the LTN exclusives, and never been a threat. I'm looking at Ricky D like Daniel Jones this season. Like I looked at Ricky D and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cute. Like when Daniel Jones and the Colts started 2-0 and 3-0 and then 4-0, 3-1 when they lost to and he didn't look great in that game. You're like, oh, yeah, okay, that's Daniel Jones. He about to cool off. And now they're 7-1 with the best record in the league. And I just keep waiting for Daniel Jones to implode, and he's probably just not going to do that this year. It's going to be like Sam Darnold last year, and then when he gets to the playoffs, he's just going to get cooked. But I'm looking at Ricky D the same way, like, bro, you're Daniel Jones. Like, you're not supposed to be nice like this. I don't look at Ricky D Hustle and be like, oh, man, I know he about to have some fire picks. But he's on a heater right now, and it's just one of them years. Like, I don't know if he's going to cool off. Like, I've seen dudes do this before that I didn't really look at them as a threat, and then they come out of nowhere and they get hot and they just don't cool off. Like, he's pressing all the right buttons this year. And every pick that he makes that's like a game that could go either way, it's going his way. And when it's like that, it ain't shit you can do. All you can do is hold on and see if you catch him slipping later on. But right now, the man is in the zone, and it's spilling over into the – I always tell y'all, if you hot, throw your picks into the weekly pick 'em pool. Because if you kill it in winners and losers, you could easily just make yourself a quick $100, dollars or so. 85 for Ricky D Hustle. I'm gonna send you. Matter of fact, let me send you your money right now. I don't want to say I'm gonna send you your money later. Let me send you your money right now. So 85. Let's see, Ricky. See if I can find you. You know what? I know what way to do it. That way I don't make a mistake. Let me just go back to, so I'm not mistaken. You just paid for the whole year after like week 5. You was just like, F it. Here go the rest of the money for every week for the remainder of the season. Yeah. So, all right, I got you. I guess when you hot, you could do that. All right, so let me send you your money right now. All right, okay. That didn't work. Let me just click on your name. How about that? There we go. Like, he done won twice this year. Like, he hot, man. He hot, man. He hot. All right. Oh, for winning week 8 weekly pick'em pool. Congrats. When you hot, man. When you hot, you hot. All right. So that has been sent out. Shout out to Ricky D Hustle for continuing on his torrid pace this year. As we get to our next order of business, and that is the 13th annual Soul Survivor Pool. So here you can see last week everybody won. So there was nothing here to report. Everybody advanced to week 8 that was in it. But that was not the same for week 8. As you can see, Rich, or excuse me, not Rich, CJ, our guy Ed B, bit the dust at the hands of the Atlanta Falcons, who lost at home to the Miami Dolphins. The Cincinnati Bengals got by the Jets. I understand what Billy Bronco was trying to do there, but that's the NFL, man. That's the nature of the beast right there. So we lost 2 more. So that trims this thing down to about 7 participants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, and then there were 7. Congrats to the final 7. RJ Mack Ready, Silver V, Ricky D Hustle, who is still alive for the Triple Crown, right? No one has ever won the Survivor Pool, a weekly pick'em pool, and winners and losers all in the same year. He's already won winners and losers twice this year. Or excuse me, he's already won the weekly pick'em pool twice this year. He's still in the running to win the Soul Survivor Pool. And obviously he's in first place in winners and losers. So he is killing the game right now. Tyrant 78, still alive. Jules, Gatst, and Kevin the PRF, all still in pursuit of the Soul Survivor chip. Congratulations to you guys for making it to the final 7 and week number 9. May the force be with you. And as always, good luck. You're going to need it. All right. And then finally, we get to winners and losers. And we weren't here last week. And, you know, I always love when people think they get away when we don't do the show. You didn't get away. If you're pissy, you got to pay, right? If your picks are shit, you got to get pissed, right? Like, you can't get away. So Sunday's dad, we got to line y'all up this week because I think there were 2 or 3 of y'all from last week, and then there's 1 this week. So we're just going to line y'all up while we go through this. So by the time we get to the end of everything, you guys can be done. I know it's a tough process. Again, I've been through it this year. I have a greater level of empathy now, but I don't. I don't. So Sunday's dad, Rich, and Jules, you guys go ahead, line up. You guys give me 1 second. Just want to go through the rest of these people who need to be shouted out from last week's participation. and then I will get you guys your piss individually. And then we got to add in one person from this week who is on the hook for piss. So you guys just hold tight. Sunday's dad, Rich, and Jules. You guys line up right here. I'll get you your piss here momentarily. But last week, want to give a big shout out to our PT peers from week 7. Rella, who has been struggling mightily this season, but was outstanding last week with a mark of 13-2. She was joined by Mike Jink, who just came out of nowhere to jump into the top 3 with a 13-2 mark last week to be a PT peer and also get a piece of 3rd place. Dallas Morgan, Commander Wow, and Triple A Dell all went 13-2 last week to become PT peers for week number 7. Also want to throw Mike Lowry in that mix as well. He was outstanding, went 13-2, which also gave him a piece of 1st place. So a lot of really good individual performances last week. Once again, Rella, Mike Jink, Mike Lowry, Dallas Morgan, Commander Wow, and Triple A Dell, all PT peers last week with a record of 13-2. And in particular, Mike Jink's 13-2 got him a piece of 3rd place, and Mike Lowry's 13-2 got him a piece of 1st place. So quickly going through the rankings going into last week's action. 3rd place, you had a tie between CJ Ab, our guy Ed B, and Mike Jink, tied for 3rd. You had a tie for 2nd between Kevin the PRF and Big B. And then 1st place, you had a 2-way tie with Ricky D Hustle and Mike Lowry. So that was from last week's action. And once again, Jules, Rich, and Sunday's dad, you guys line up here. And then joining them this week is Bronco Billy. Not you, Bronco Billy. Say it ain't so, Bronco Billy. Damn, homie. Just a couple weeks ago, you was the man, homie. The F happened to you. I'll tell you what happened to Bronco Billy. 8 losses in a week where 8 was unacceptable happened to Bronco Billy. And because of it, he's drinking piss this week. So, Jules, Rich, Sunday's dad, and Bronco Billy, let's go ahead and give each of you, here you go, Jules. Here you go, Rich, Sunday's dad, and Bronco Billy. Here you go. All of you have your piss. Go ahead and commence to drinking said piss. We will check back with you guys a little bit later and see what kind of progress has been made. You know, I always talk about how life comes at you fast and how the NFL is a week-to-week league. It's no different here with winners and losers. And this is a reflection of the NFL, right? You're making picks, and the NFL is a week-to-week league. One week you think this team is great. The next week they're getting upset, right? Cincinnati goes and scores damn near 40 and beats the Steelers, and you're thinking, oh, yeah, they're about to get hot. And then they lose to the Jets the next week. Rich is currently drinking piss. As we speak, his breath is pissy right now, right? Rich just came back with a PT peer performance this week. You know, that's just how this shit goes sometimes. That's how you lose in winners and losers, though. You can't ride the roller coaster. You can't go through the ebbs and flows. You got to stay even keel. You got to flatline, right? And too often people, I'm guilty of this, go here, up and down, up and down, up and down, right? That's why I haven't won in like 3-4 years, you know, because I used to be that tractor beam guy, right? But now I'm here. I mean, I've leveled out. I started the season off straight ass, and I haven't really recovered from that. But I made a point of emphasis to try not to get off to a slow start, and I still got off to a slow start. But I've evened it out. But again, now the damage has been done, and I still got time. I still could put together, like, I think this is going to be a big week. I think there are some really intriguing games that could go either way. And this is a make or break week. I could easily end up drinking piss this week because I'm going to have to make some bold picks this week, and I'm not afraid to make those bold picks because I know, and I said this earlier in the year, I have to be bold. If you know, if I'm not bold, I'm not being me, and I'm not gonna win. And so, quickly this week, just to get through some notables, Rich went 11-2, right? Ricky D Hustle, we talked about this with him winning the weekly pick'em pool. He went 11-2 to take command of first place once again, right? Soul went 11-2 to be a PT peer as well. So you had 3 PT peers this week. Rich, who's currently drinking piss, right? Hell of a bounce back. Ricky D Hustle, who is in first place, who continues to just be red hot, and Soul. All 11-2, all PT peers in week number 8, right? So Bronco Billy, as we mentioned, he's currently drinking piss along with Jules, Rich, and Sunday's dad. Bronco Billy is your piss cup recipient in week number 8. 8 losses for him. 5 and 8 is dirty dick dastardly work. Rough go of it. But all it means is he was just doing too much, right? He was the Saints and the Panthers. You deserved it, right? You were doing too much. And you got to pay, you know? So anyhow, Big B was in second place, was tied for second last week, drops down to third place with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 and 4 mark this week. So he didn't have a bad week. It's just that Kevin, the PRF, had a better week, right? And so Mike Lowry was tied for first. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is what I expect out of like Ricky D Hustle, what I got out of Mike Lowry, right? Last week, Mike Lowry, PT peer, killed it. This week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses, right? 5 wasn't bad, but that's not a good week for last week. Like 4 is the cutoff for last week. If you wanted to have a respectable week, 9 and 4, you really should have hit 10 and 3. That should have been what you did last week. You should have had double-digit wins last week. You could have got away with 9 and 4, but 10 and 3 is what you should have been. And so 8 and 5 isn't good enough if you're trying to win, right? And that's the inconsistency that I was expecting to see from Ricky D Hustle. I just haven't seen it, right? When everybody else is going 10 and 3, 9 and 4, he's going 11 and 2. And that's just the type of time he's been on this year. So Mike Lowry falls back to tied for third after being tied for first last week, which leaves Kevin the PRF all by his lonesome in second place after going 10 and 3 in week number 8 to give him an 85 and 35 record. So he's in second by himself. And that leaves Ricky D Hustle, who again was a PT peer in week number 8 at 11 and 2, all by himself in first place at 87 and 33. So Ricky D Hustle is now in first place by himself again, clear of second place by 2 full games, and clear of third place by 3 full games. So there is still a relatively close race. No one is pulled away and separated. But right now, to be truthfully and brutally honest, if you're not in the 80s right now, you're pretty far off the beaten path. Like, you really got some work to do. If you're in the 80s, you got a shot at this thing with all the amount of weeks we have left. But I'll just say this, it's getting late early. You know how fast this NFL season goes. It feels like we just started this season, 2-3 weeks ago. It's week 9. That means we're at the halfway point. So it's not late yet, but it's getting late early. It's getting late early. So we almost at the point where the street light's about to come on. We almost there. It's starting to go from, oh, it's a lot of light outside, to it's starting to get a little dark. You still got time. But eventually, it's going to get to the point where the street lights come on, and all of us that aren't within striking distance at that point, you got to go in the house. Only the big boys get to stay outside, right? Only the best of the best get to stay outside and fight for the right to be the champion this year. So shout out to everyone who is continuing to make their picks every single week. I know life be lifing sometimes. I've talked about that, but shout out to everyone who has been responsible this year and gotten their picks in. This is a large undertaking. When you sign up for this, it's an 18-week commitment. It's not for everyone. And like I said, life be lifing sometimes, but shout out to everybody who's getting their picks in. So let me give you my public service announcement while we're here. Get your picks in. If you're watching this live and you haven't turned your picks in, get your picks in. You don't have to turn them in now, but you've been warned. Turn your picks in before 8 o'clock tonight. I usually shut it off at about 8:10. And I'm going to tell y'all soon. Soon I'm going to stop allowing people to send me picks because y'all don't follow directions. Not all of you. Some of you don't follow directions when you do send me your picks. And I already told you, and I'm trying to be nice about it, but y'all about to make me turn into an asshole when it comes to this stuff. If you can't follow directions, you can't be late and don't follow directions. That's a double whammy. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop. That's a double whammy. You already late and you asking me to do you a favor. I don't mind doing a favor if you follow directions. I told you to go to Google, type in NFL week, NFL games or NFL schedule. Go into Google, type in NFL schedule. It's going to bring up a schedule. It's the one where they go across from left to right, left to right. You send them to me in the order that they are on that schedule. You don't go to NFL.com, look at the top, and then send me the picks from that shit. If you can't send them in the order that they're in, then don't send me the picks. You're already late. You're making me work harder than I need to. I should be able to just go across and look at the picks and just type them in. I shouldn't have to look to see, all right, did he pick the Jets or the Bengals? Because the Jets and the Bengals are out of order. I'm gonna stop helping y'all out now. You can't get your shit in on time. Oh man, my bad. Help me out. Can you put my picks in? No. Y'all gonna mess it up for everybody, even the people that follow directions. I'm gonna get to the point where I'm gonna be like, hey, if you don't turn your picks in on time, you ain't able to turn your picks in at all. And you get an offer for the week. I don't want to be that guy. Part of the reason why you like playing this is that there's that level of, hey, man, Louie T gonna look out for me. Because if you playing on ESPN or some of these other sites, if you don't turn your shit in on time, it ain't no, let me email ESPN so they can put my picks in. You out back. So you see where this is going. Some of y'all are pissing me off, and you don't want to piss me off. You're going to mess it up for everybody. Get your damn picks in. All right. I digress. Let's move on. Just as an aside, I went 9-4 this week. Not my best work, but I'm definitely in the zone now, right? 9-4 this week. Last week I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9-6. That was not a good week for me last week. 9-6. Really disappointed. And it was just one of those weeks where, anything that could go wrong did go wrong. And that's just been the season for me this year, man. Anything that could go wrong. I haven't been on the right side of a lot of these games. So this is going to be a week. This is going to be a very pivotal, season-defining week for me because I've looked at the picks this week. I've looked at the sheet, and there are a lot of games that could go either way. A lot of games that, frankly, could be the make or break between the Piss Cup or being a PTPer this week. And again, with my luck, I'll end up with the Piss Cup. But I ain't scared. But damn, I don't want to taste piss again. Speaking of which, we'll check on all of our Piss Cup recipients after this break. We'll come back on the other side, check on our pissies over there, and we'll get to the comment section if there are any that need to be addressed. Let's get a word from one of our sponsors, Sleeper. Sleeper is the best way to experience and connect over sports together. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on games in real time with other users, get the fastest scores, blazing fast news and alerts right at your fingertips, play in fantasy leagues, and win real money on pick contests. So enjoy sports the way they were meant to, together. Download the #1 sports app today. Predict the hottest football stats like passing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and much more to cash in on your daily fantasy football skills. Use promo code LTN and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Sleeper. All right. So let's check on all of our pissies over here. Jules, how we coming? Okay, not bad, not bad. Keep going. What you got going on there, Sunday's dad? Oh, you drinking that shit like it's a beer. All right, you almost done, man. Just go ahead and finish that off. Rich, what we looking like? Look, man, I don't make the rules, bro. That's not my problem. Yeah, no, you came back. You killed it this week. That doesn't change the fact that last week you were absolute hot ass. Go ahead, man. Stop playing. No, absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead, man. You bullshit. All right, Bronco, what you got going on over there, man? I can't believe you over here. Tripping. All right. Yeah, you about halfway. Go ahead, man. Keep knocking that back. All right. So, see if we got anything here in the comment section. Sheree says, what are the 3 hardest games for you to pick this week? I don't want to say. I don't want to say what the hardest games are because I don't really like talking strategy with people. I don't like, because what's going to ultimately happen is I'm going to talk about it. Then I'm going to start telling you what my thought process is. I can't share with y'all what's going on. Like, I got to keep that stuff to myself. So anybody that can look at this, because what's hard to me ain't hard to somebody else. And I know me. I'm going to start getting into my thought process as to why these games are hard, what I want to do. And I don't want to get into all of that. Because what I realized too is I be talking strategy with y'all, and then I mess around, and not that I'm giving out great advice, but I do be giving y'all some gems sometimes, you know, and I know I be giving y'all some gems because y'all come back and tell me sometimes, you know. So this isn't me trying to give away any gems. When I'm looking to give away gems, I'll tell you, right? Like the skill game, for instance, I'm looking to give away gems. Not looking to give away gems here. I'm in competition with y'all. Not on your team. We're not friends, you know, but I didn't gave y'all plenty of game. I just can't execute for whatever reason. Like for the survivor pool, for instance, I told y'all, stay away from division games. A lot of y'all are hard-headed, right? Like sometimes you should be fine, right? Like the Titans stink this year. No one's losing to the Titans in that division. Maybe Jacksonville could lose to the Titans. You just don't know what Jaguars team is going to show up. But I don't see the Texans losing to the Titans, and I don't see the Colts losing to the Titans. So there's certain ones where you be like, yeah, no, I can get away with that one. But if you can avoid it, right? And some of y'all just don't listen. So you no, this that should be fine here. And then you get got like the Giants and Eagles that got a lot of people. Why? Especially on the road. Why? You know what I mean? But hey, that's not my business. That's not my business. You're not doing Friday money picks of the week anymore. It really that was more so podcast related. I got to get back to the podcast, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, the podcast was supposed to have been back already. It really has. And you know, I was doing some things behind the scenes to get it back, and then I got so used to it not being here and the freedom of not having to cram all of this into the time slots and this, that, and the third. And then I've had a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I just haven't made it a priority, and I need to make it a priority to get the podcast going because that's when you would get the money picks of the week and all of that stuff as a part of the podcast. So that's something that I definitely need to do. I got to stop talking about it and actually do it. Kevin, the PRF says, I can't start slow. Start slow. Okay, Ron. Yeah, I deserve that. Because that was one of the talking points this season was don't start slow. And I repeated it over and over again, and then I proceeded to start slow. So I deserve that without question. I deserve that. Derek B writes, kickback. Lou been ducking. Man, I ain't ducking the smoke, man. You already know, bro. I ain't ducking. I had the piss cup before. If I was ever going to duck, that would have been the week to duck, right? I ain't ducking. I am getting my ass whooped, but I ain't ducking. You know what I mean? Sheree, right? The Bears were 7.5-point underdogs against the Ravens. So if they were underdogs, it wouldn't be minus 7.5. It would be plus 7.5. That was because Vegas thought Lamar was playing, or is it the respect the Bears haven't earned yet? They thought Lamar was playing. They thought Lamar was playing. I mean, I think most of us did because he practiced all week. But I mean, even if Lamar didn't play, I'm not sure that they would have been favored by very many points, if favored at all. Because no, Vegas doesn't respect the Bears, and nor should they. The Bears are not a good team. But I've said that, and that's that's the part that sucks about losing to a team like Chicago, like the Commanders did. They're not a good team. You know, a lot of their wins have come right at the very end of games, and it's been the teams that, you know, if you're a good team, you would have, disposed of. Look, in this league, you win however you win. Like, I'm not sitting here, and wins are so hard to come by. So you just find a way to win, and you'll figure out the rest of it later. That's what they've done. Walk-off field goal against Vegas, a walk-off field goal against Washington, a sloppy win against the Saints. They haven't been very impressive this year. So it's not shocking that they went to Baltimore and did what they did. I could see them going on a losing streak. They're actually pretty fortunate right now because Joe Flacco's banged up. Don't know if he's going to be able to play. If Flacco's healthy, I could see them losing to Cincinnati as well. That's a game they should win on the road, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, not shocking that they were underdogs. 7.5 is a bit much, especially not knowing the status of Lamar Jackson. That's a bit much. But anyway, I digress. So, how we coming over there? The Piss Cups. Oh, Sunday's dad. I knew you were going to finish quick. Go ahead and give me that cup, man. You were drinking that shit like it was beer, bro. You must have done this before. Rich, come on, bro. Come on. You're doing too much now. Let's go. You got to speed it up, bro. Jules, okay, you almost there. That's a swallow right there. Just go ahead and knock that back. Go ahead. Atta baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Jules is done. Bronco, what's going on, man? I still can't believe Bronco Billy over there, man. Not you, bro. You got about a quarter left, man. You come on. You and Rich, come on, let's go. Let's finish this thing off so we can get the hell out of here. Anyhow, get your picks in. And again, big shout out to Ricky D Hustle, who is killing it in all three right now. Just won winners weekly pick'em pool. He's leading in first place in the winners and losers, and he's still alive as one of 7 alive still in the Soul Survivor pool. So shout out to Ricky D Hustle, and Kevin the PRF is alive and well in the Soul Survivor pool as one of the final 7, and he's in second place, 2 games back of first in the weekly or the winners and losers league. So shout out to those 2 for killing it at the level that they are. And again, if you're hot and you're making great picks, you might as well throw your hat in the weekly pick'em pool. $7 could win you $100, right? So shout out to everyone playing in the weekly pick'em pool. That I really appreciate that. That's a lot of fun every week. And I thought I was gonna win last week. I ain't gonna hold you. I really thought I was gonna win last week, and I almost did. Came up 1 win short. I would have lost still based off of points. I had too many points for the Monday night game, but I feel like I'm about to win in the weekly pick'em pool again. I won like 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I feel like another win is coming. So, all right, what we look like over there? All right, Bronco Billy, you good? Hey, get your shit together, man. You know better than that. You one of the vets. You ain't supposed to be over there with them. Rich. All right, bro. You got, come on. We got the chug. Hey! Atta baby. Way to get it done. All right, man. Bet you won't do that shit again. Huh? All right. That's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on the kickback session for week number 8 in the National Football League. Shout out to everybody who has participated in the LTN Exclusives. You guys make this season and every season so much fun. Looking forward to chopping it up with you again next week. And as always, get your picks in on time. The cutoff is 8:10. If your picks aren't in, you're out back. And always remember, if your picks ain't shit, you get pissed. See you next time. Until then, I'm your man Louie T, signing off. Peace. Say good night to the bad guy.